Hey, Shalom Akim. As you can see, uh, this story comes from Newsbreak a day ago, and this is one of these feel-good articles. But first and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to teach us His truth. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And yes, because I remember when this first happened, all right, but this is an example of what we've been telling you, that the rest of the nations are sick of America's bullshit. All right? So it's like the kid gloves are off. No more wrist slaps or anything like that. All right? It says Italian court hands U.S. tourists life sentences for murdering policemen. All right? Uh, and it says two American tourists were sentenced to life in prison by an Italian court. All right? This is two Edomite nations now. Well, yeah, Italy is another, there's that book by, what's his name? Uh, Beeson. Uh, uh, oh, what was the title? I don't have it. Wait a minute. Empire of the Edomites, Rome. I'm paraphrasing. I don't have it right on hand. But yeah. And it says on Wednesday for the 2019 murder of a policeman near their Rome hotel in a case that shook the nation. All right. It says Finnegan Lee Elder, who was 19 at the time, had admitted to stabbing Mario Cerciello Rega in the early hours of July 26, 2019, while his friend Gabriel Christian Natal Hjorth, that sounds like something either Icelandic or up there, the Netherlands somewhere, then 18, was tussling with another police officer. All right. However, the pair say they had acted in self-defense because they thought the two policemen, who were not in uniform at the time, were thugs out to get them after a botched attempt to buy drugs. So what appears to have happened, two spoiled little brats went over there, all right, and thought they could conduct themselves in the usual uh, American thuggism, all right, and they're not going to get away with it here. It says the court rejected their testimony and handed down the toughest punishment possible in Italy. Under Italy's penal code, criminals serving life terms can be eligible for parole after 21 years if they have a good behavior record. 21 years in prison, and you can't have any strikes against you. Beautiful. The defense lawyers immediately announced they would appeal. All right, let me get, let's see. Yes, sir. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This is Deuteronomy. All right. And the heading here says restoration promise, and that's to Israel only. It's Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. It says, and the Most High thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuteth thee. All right. So we have to go a couple of chapters back. So let's see. Of course, the blessings at Gerizim. All right, when Moses told him, said, if you do all these things, all right, if you obey the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, you get all these blessings. All right, but down to 15, it says consequences of disobedience. If you do not, all right, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right, and you can just go through some of these, and all right, let's go 20. Most High Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. All right, but these devils got some extra coming because they took. Well, let's get that real quick. Let's go to Psalms 50. All right, it says the Most High, the Judge of the righteous and the wicked. Let's go down to uh, 16. It says, but unto the wicked, we know that's the nation of Edom, so-called white people, descendants of Jacob's brother Esau. He says, but unto the wicked, the Most High Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, which they did. They proclaim to be the people of the Most High, with the so-called Jews over there, the Israelis. All right, they painted themselves as, saying, if there is a Most High, he looks like me. Also, all the heavenly hosts, including the Son. It's blasphemy. And you went around the world proclaiming to be pious and an upholder of these law, statutes, commandments, but it's a front. All right, it says 17, seeing thou hatest instruction. Why? Because you're a walking contradiction when it comes to the law, statutes, and commandments. Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. And that's all they're about. All right? That's why King David's prayer in both Psalms 10 and 17, all right, but we know that in 17, he calls the wicked the Most High's sword, all right, and that is the nation of Edom, all right. Just think about their track record, all right. Verse 20, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. 21, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. And that's what's happening now. All right, Amos 9 and 11. All right, the third temple is being built, but it's a spiritual temple. All right, while these morons over there talking about when is the physical temple going to be built. All right, but this is the Most High setting us in order before our enemies' eyes. Let's see. Kept silence. Let's see. What the heck? I lost my. Oh, reprove. Here we go. Let's see. Strong's H3198. Yakuch. Yakuch. All right. It says to prove, decide, judge, rebuke, reprove, correct. All right. To convince, convict, to reprove, chide, to correct, rebuke, to be chastened. All right. And we know also, since it mentioned that you're not being or haven't been held accountable for what you've done. We're the ones that continually that are being reproved. And let's go to Hebrews 12. All right, let's go on down here. And under the heading it says a father's discipline. All right, let's start at 6. For whom the Most High Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he received. We are constantly being scourged, all right, reproved and corrected. 7. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Hint, hint. All right, real quick, let's go to, because their pride is such, they think since nothing's happened to them, all right, that the Most High is on their side. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Let's go to Sirach 5. Alright. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Alright. I might as well start at the top because, hey, like I said, these Edomites are a walking contradiction. Alright. It says, set thine heart upon thy goods and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Classic Edomite, Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter. What does it say? Let's go there real quick. It's not going to let me do that. I'm going to have to spell it out. Salakia. Crap. Let's. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. It said, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Because this is how these devils live day to day. You know, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart. All right. That's how they live. Live for today. All right. Jumping off of mountains and jumping out of planes, and scriptures say what? You're not supposed to tempt the Most High. All right. It says, I want to get to the point down here. I don't want to take too long. It says, here it is. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. All right. Which is the opposite. All right. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. All right. So there you have it. And let's go back to Sirach 5. It say not, who shall control me for my works, for the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. And that's what they don't consider. All right. It's like, you didn't read the fine print, my man. Sure, you got all this by rape, robbery, murder, and every other wicked thing. But as it says in Sirach 10, all right, let's see. That's why this is going to be taken from you. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 8, and it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to the other. So you're going down, down. All right, let's see here. Here it is. And saying concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin, which is what they do. All right. Iniquity. And say not, his mercy is great, he will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. Make no tearing to turn to the Most High, and put not off from day to day. Classic example of this. Recently we had DMX, all right, and he was at the camp about around 3 weeks, all right, and had the opportunity. And what happened? He's in the spirit world now, all right. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Here's a big one. Verse 8, set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. Booyah! And that's the thing here. This is the mindset of an Edomite. All those things I've read, all those scriptures. All right. So these a-holes get 21 years before they even considered for parole if they maintain good behavior and have no record. All right. Good luck with that. It says the two Americans who come from California were also found guilty of attempted extortion, assault, resisting a public official, and carrying an attack-style knife without just cause. Classic Edomite behavior. The pair were quickly let out as soon as the sentence was delivered. Sarciello, Rega's widow, clutching a photograph of her dead husband, I believe that's her right here, yes, all right, was in the courtroom and sobbed after the verdict was announced. Elder and Natal Hijorth, I guess that's how you say his name, had come to Rome on holiday and tried to buy drugs, from a local dealer in a tourist hotspot. I thought it was just so-called black people that did drugs. These people went all the way to Italy, to Rome. The irony there. They told the court that they were cheated, but managed to snatch a bag off an intermediary as he tried to get away. They subsequently agreed to meet the dealer again to get their money back in exchange for the bag, but instead the two policemen showed up. All right. Elder testified that the pair attacked them, forcing him and Natal Hijorth to defend themselves. All right. The second policeman, Andre Villarreal, however you say it, denied this and said they clearly identified themselves. He hugged his slain partner's widow following the verdict. Apology. Police say Rega, 35, was not armed at the time and was stabbed 11 times by Elder, all right, with a 7-inch blade that he had brought with him from the United States. All right, the death of Rega, who had only just gotten married, shook Italy, and there was initial disbelief that 2 U.S. teenagers could be responsible for such violence. What? They weren't black? Italian media reported that the drug dealer was an informer who had asked the police to intervene to get his bag back. In a court appearance last September, Elder apologized for what he had done. All right, and it says Hijorth initially told police he had not been involved in the killing and did not know his friend had a knife. However, his fingerprints were found on a panel in the ceiling of their hotel room where the blade had been concealed. Aha. Under Italian law, anyone who participates even indirectly in a murder can face murder charges. This was a technically flawed sentence, both in fact and in law, which cannot be confirmed at appeal, but which has left us shocked, said lawyer Francesco Petrelli, who was defending Hijorth. The two Americans have the right to 2 appeals before their sentence becomes definitive. Here's a guess. Got to get the comments. As an Italian, I am absolutely happy to know that they will get what they deserve. As for the lawyers, I would not bother too much with the appeals because there's not so much to appeal. This is homicide. Heather Page, good. Glad to see someone tough in these little shits. You can't go around hurting people to cover your mistakes. All right? They are not black. Anyone could have guessed this outcome. They will be, whatever it says, they will be treated like garbage. Why is there no photos of the killers? Another one. There you go. Why is there no photos of them? If they were so-called black, they'd be posted all over. How will they ever know if she really is, whatever. Awesome. Life in prison for $96. What American idiots. Let's see if it's some more. Billy Boy says, no white privilege here. Yeah, okay. That's all I'm going to do there. But yeah, me end it with this scripture because this is exactly why, you know, was this expression turnabout is fair play. Deliverance from captivity promise. This is Jeremiah 30 uh, and 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for prey. And that was promised way back in Genesis, was it 12 or chapter 17? I gotta go real quick. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Genesis 12 and 3, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Let's see what 17 says. Let's see. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this is, hey, I see this because I read an article not too long ago, and one of the commenters had uh, stated that they had wished that other countries would start treating Americans like Americans treat, you know, uh, other people. And sure enough, uh, maybe 2 months after I read that, you know, these motherfuckers get a life. Beautiful. All right, so with that, once again, I hope whoever reads this is edified. That's what we aim to do here at Great Millstone. And of course, this is all done in order to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. All right, because like I said, time grows short. So continue to both watch and pray. All right. So with that, hey, shalom.